All right, guys. So far we have been covering the great potential of Android 21 being the main villain for DLC 3. We've presented some amazing evidence. And guys, the more that we dive into this, the more evidence surfaces. And I think this is the creme de la creme. This is the tip of the Empire State Building, or the tallest thing. This is like hitting the lottery jackpot, guys. And in this video, I am going to answer all those questions that you guys have been asking me about this, and what about this and what about that? What about transformations? What about Toa and Mira? What about the timeline, Beerus and Whis? And guys, I have answers to all of those and more in this video. It's gonna be a long one, so buckle up and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, guys, y'all know the routine. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, but most of all, guys, this is gonna require y'all's conversation. I want to talk to y'all in the comment section down below, so comment your butts off. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care. Let's have this conversation. Let's put it all together, guys. We got to start this video real fast by looking at the Steam files for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Of course, they're still working on it. They ain't stopped yet. Now, like I said, once you see 1.50 getting to be about 5 and 6 days without them touching it and stuff like that, then you know they're about done with it. Now, you're going to say, DM, with the quality assurance for 1.6 is 7 days. Yeah, but they're still working on the development. After it goes through development, they pass it over to quality assurance. After quality assurance checks it off, they'll pass it back to development if something needs to be changed. But there's nothing here. They're still working on it, of course. Looking at the history, there's no new tags or anything. I'm not seeing anything new aside from the free-to-play that we saw a couple of videos back, guys. And by the way, if you're just now joining us, please, I feel like Geekdom. I feel like Geekdom because I'm like diving into this kind of stuff, dude. And I love Geekdom's channel because he does that kind of stuff, man. But this is crazy. This is crazy, right? Things come full circle in a way. But go check out these other 3 videos. It's college football, man. If you're into that, go check that out. But DLC Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Android 21, and DLC 3. Go check that out. This is kind of like the starter of this series that I've been kind of unconsciously doing. Check that out. Then watch the new information video. Then check this video out. If you have not seen these 3 videos, I implore you, so that you're not just completely lost and behind, to go back and check out these 3 videos and then come to this video. All right. So vantage point. What does vantage point have to do with this? All right. The definition of vantage is a place or position affording a good view of something. Similar words would be point of view, viewpoint, standpoint, stance. And there's a movie that I really love called Vantage Point, guys. And in this movie, it's told from many different perspectives. Okay. So what does this have to do with Android 21? Well, guys, in order to learn more about Android 21, I went back and looked at her story. Now, this channel here, McIced and Fire, has a video that I'm going to put a link to it in the description box down below for those of y'all who haven't played Dragon Ball FighterZ, because this is the first game where Android 21 appears. And guys, in this game, you see this is about 4 hours long, but it consists of 3 different arcs: the Saiyan arc, the Warrior arc. I mean the like a Saiyan, the good guy arc, the bad guy arc, and Android 21 arc. That's just paraphrasing. But he has the entire thing here, okay? And it's worth your time. You can fast forward through whatever, but let me hit a like on this video because he did post it. And I'm going to subscribe. Why? Because I'm using his content. I'm not going to go through this. Heck no. I've done the homework for y'all already on this, but I'm putting a link to it anyway so you guys can go and check it out, because a lot of stuff that I'm going to be talking about is you'll be able to find it out in this video. Or if you've played Dragon Ball FighterZ already and you've played through the full story, then you know everything that I'm going to say is 150% true. Okay, so go check that out, man. But in retrospect, what I'm going to look at is the Dragon Ball Wiki page for Android 21, which I'm going to put a link to that in the description or in the pinned comment as well. And this is what we're going to relate to. So, guys, Android 21. So let's get one of the biggest questions out of the way, because some people still think that this isn't going to happen, because one of the most asked questions I've been getting is, hey, DM, if Goku and Vegeta, if we fought Golden Frieza, we fought Beerus, we've got Super Saiyan Blue, we got Super Saiyan God, how in the heck are they going to go from Super, how are we going to go from that and go backwards to fight Android 21? Well, guys, one of the biggest questions is simply answered by this. The Android 21 arc, or whatever you want to call it, that took place in Dragon Ball FighterZ, guess what? It took place after Resurrection F, okay? So, and we know this because if you go to this story and you go to the Evil Warrior arc, Goku and Frieza have a dialogue where they're talking. Goku basically asks Frieza, hey, why don't you use that new form? Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He said, ask him why doesn't he use that new form that he learned? And Frieza asked Goku the same thing. Why don't you use that new form that you have? You know? Also, Beerus and Whis are in the story, guys. Goku has Super Saiyan Blue. He's not able to use it. Frieza has the Golden Transformation. He's not able to use it. The reason why is because the foundation of this game, Dragon Ball FighterZ, is set up upon a storyline where, according to Android 21, Dr. Gero basically made this thing that stripped everybody of their power, okay? And she created the link system, which allows a soul to basically embed themselves in one of the characters, in all of the characters actually, and they have to go out and fight these clones, and by fighting the clones, they regain their strength, guys. That is why Goku can't transform into Super Saiyan Blue in the story. That is why Vegeta can't. That is why Frieza can't transform into his golden form, okay? But this story takes place after the events of Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. So it is not going backwards, guys. And it is possible that it could still be in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot as the very next thing that comes, because according to the Dragon Ball universe, guys, which Android 21 is technically a part of that universe. She was created by Akira Toriyama himself, guys. She was also put in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. According to that timeline of events, she falls right after Resurrection F and before Dragon Ball Super. Whose minds are not blown by that, okay? So this is extremely interesting, guys, because when you come here and you read the story, if you like I said, if you've played the game as well, you know, we know that in Dragon Ball FighterZ, Android 21 is working alongside Android 16 to basically, guys, I'm going to summarize all of these together, because here's the thing about it. There's 3 different arcs, okay? You have the Super Warrior arc, the Enemy arc, and you have the Android 21 arc. Remember what I talked to y'all about vantage points at the beginning? Well, that's what these are. Each arc gives you a different vantage point, but it also gives you kind of a different outcome, okay? Why does it do that? I don't know, but the reason that they're split up that way is because within each different arc, you're getting another piece to the puzzle. And in order to put it all together, you have to take away from one and add it to the other. And that gives you the complete story about what Android 21 is, how did she get here, what's her goal, and what happens. And so basically what I'm going to do is summarize that. When I talk about her story, I'm putting it all together, okay? So There are some differences between this and Kakarot, but guys, that's nothing wrong. Why? Because Kakarot exists in its own timeline in a sense, guys. Dragon Ball Z had Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball universe has multiple timelines, including parallel universes in a sense, guys. And Kakarot is its own timeline, especially with the events that happened with Resurrection F and Battle of Gods. And we know this because the producer himself has sort of said this, that it's its own timeline. It's its own existing universe. That's why Trunks was there for the Super Saiyan God transformation instead of Videl, you know, and people say, well, Trunks is there, they're going to use her. I've said that myself, and they very well may use Trunks, guys. But here's something interesting. Those clones that were in the Dragon Ball Fighter storyline with Android 21, guess what? Future Trunks was one of them. And no, not the future Trunks from the Goku Black arc. I'm talking about the future Trunks that's currently in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot right now. He is also cloned. So this occurs while, you know, kind of sort of with that same thing. Now, they're fighting Android 21 in this. One interesting thing is that Android 21 kind of goes through the same thing that Majin Buu goes through, where she's conflicting within herself and she splits into two different things. The evil Android 21 is the one that ends up absorbing Cell and turning blue, like we saw here in this picture, and like we talked about here in this video. Okay, but guys, here's some interesting things. I'm gonna ask y'all this question. Answer it in the comment section down below. Where is Android 17 at in Kakarot? Where is Android 16 in Kakarot? We know that Android 17 is still alive, guys, because we revived him with the Dragon Balls in the story. Android 17 and 18 were revived. You see what I'm saying? Where 18 was made human or whatever the case may be. But 17 is alive in the Dragon Ball universe, but you never see him out and about. Guys, 16 is nowhere to be found. We know that Cell killed him or whatever, but what happens to 16 after that? In this story, 16 is rebuilt by Android 21 to help him or to help her. And what happens is, because she has Majin DNA in her, she starts to crave to eat things. And guys, she's stronger than Cell. So when Gero said in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot that he was going to create the ultimate android, Android 21 is that ultimate android. She's even more powerful than Cell, even without being full power. Okay. Now, that's where some differences come in, because now in the story, Android 21, in the fighter story, Android 21, guess what she does, guys? She revives all the previously defeated villains. Yes. Her and 16 go to Planet Namek, and they use the Namek Dragon. Actually, they go to New Namek. And they actually, let me go here, guys, because let me pull this up for you. DBZ Kakarot off-world map. Let's pull this up, okay? Because I need an image of this, because this is going to be extremely important if I could even find it. Anyway, guys, her and Android 16 go to the let's look up Land of the Kais. DBZ Kakarot. Where is it at? Come on, man. An interesting thing happens, guys. Android 16 and Android 21, this is what I want to pull up. They go to the New Namek, which, okay, DM, why are you bringing this up? They go to New Namek. They use the Dragon Balls. And what do? They revive all the villains. Nappa, Raditz, Frieza, Cell. Everybody except for Kid Buu. Kid Buu doesn't get revived. The same way that he didn't get revived in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Why is this significant? Well, in our current game, we revive those exact same villains, except for Kid Buu. Guys, why? Why have we revived those same villains that Android 21 has already revived? Why is New Namek a location? Now, the difference is there's no need for Android 21 to go and get the Dragon Balls and revive them because they're already revived in the game, those exact same villains. However, the boss fight for Android 21 in Dragon Ball FighterZ takes place on the land of the Kais. So already, guys, these two off-world locations have some form of significance, which, like I said, we've already revived them with the Dragon Ball, so there's no need for them to go to New Namek, but, they could mix it up, and, there are going to be some differences. That's what I'm getting at, because Gero is still alive in Kakarot, but he isn't alive in the story mode for Dragon Ball FighterZ. Either that, he's nowhere to be found, okay? They don't even bother finding him because they feel like he wouldn't tell them anyway. But it's interesting that 16 and 17 aren't revived with the Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot because they're already alive. And we don't even revive 16 to refight him or anything of the sort. Like, none of that happens in Kakarot. This is where you get kind of like what we call parallel universes, where they have sort of the same things, but there are some minute differences. So the story for Android 21 could very well be different because Gero is still around. Okay, so we could see there's a few things that could happen, and we could talk about that in a different video. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that in a different video. I'm going to talk about how these stories could branch off in a different direction, but just to give you an overall look at it, just because it happened a certain way in Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't mean it's going to happen that way in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but it is going to be very, very similar. For example, Android 21 is the one that creates these clones. She is able to absorb these clones and gain more power. Now, how does that play out in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot? We already have villainous enemies around the map. It could be possible that the Kakarot storyline utilizes the fact that those enemies are around, but I don't think so because that's in the main game. The DLC is going to do something extremely different. It's going to be different. So they very well could still have those villainous enemies. So sort of. And what I think Kakarot will do if they do this is when you get into DLC 3, instead of having those, those red ribbon enemy robots flying around, I think that you're going to have the clones that Android 21 makes flying around, and you're going to have to fight those. And since they're clones of people like Goku and Vegeta and Piccolo and adult Gohan, they're going to be a lot tougher than those villainous robots that flies around in the map in the main game, which is good for us because that means tougher enemies. Now, another interesting thing happens in the Warrior arc is, okay, Android 21 creates this link system. Remember I told y'all about that? We'll go into detail about that in a later video because I'm not trying to make an hour-long video. But in the enemy warrior arc, guys, you are able to control Cell. You are able to control Frieza through that link system. So you actually get to play as Cell and Frieza. And guess what? They even team up with Goku. Yes. Cell and Frieza team up with Goku to fight against Android 21. Cell is absorbed, but Goku and Frieza end up making it. So Frieza's absorbed later anyway, too. But, guys, you're teaming up with them. They're on your side. You get to actually fight as them. What does that have to do with Kakarot, guys? If they do that same thing, if they follow this part of the story, Frieza and Cell could be playable for a little bit. Now, a long time ago, back in the older videos that I've made in this playlist, guys, we talked about, we had a video where we talked about the possibility of villains being playable. Because when you look at the fights in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, guys, it shows not only the attack that they're performing, but it shows the strength of that attack. For example, a regular Kamehameha may be a 1-star attack, okay? When it shows Cells and Frieza and the enemies, whoever you're fighting against, when it shows their attacks, it shows not only the attack name, but it also shows the star of the strength of that attack. And remember, we talked about why are they doing that? Like, if we're not, it doesn't matter what attack or the strength of attack that they're using. And so that was a clue that we was like, well, maybe in the future we'll get to fight as one of the villains. We'll get to play as one of the villains. And guys, if that is the case, that structure is already in the game, and it could very well be the case. Also, whenever people data mined and hacked or modded the game and were able to play as the villains, their attacks were already there in the skill list for them to use and stuff. So it is possible. Is it going to happen? I don't know. But if they follow this storyline, not only are we going to get more playable characters, because you also get to play 17, 16, Krillin, you get to play as Krillin, and people like that, Majin Buu, Big Boo, but you also got to fight as the villain. So it could be possible. And Goku and Frieza team up against Android 21, like I said. Cell is revived by the Dragon Balls, of course, and he plays a major role because he ends up getting absorbed by the evil Android 21. And guess what? Android 21 was playable a little bit as well. Guys, this isn't something that's just native to fighters. In Dragon Ball World Mission, Android 21 is pretty much the same thing. Now, the interesting thing with World Mission is it kind of takes on the same thing as the story mode in Fighters, where you're basically linking into the characters, and right here with the link system to link their avatar to either Goku. See, this happens in Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. You're linking your avatar. That's the whole linking system. Do I see them doing that in Kakarot? That's something that I would have to investigate and look deeply into. The reason why is because I don't know how that would work. You know, it would be really strange to all of a sudden throw in like a linking system, even with the story in Dragon Ball Fighters, having that quote unquote linking system requires the game to acknowledge that it's a game and you're a human. And that's difficult because Dragon Ball Z Kakarot isn't set up that way. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is set up to be a living, breathing universe. You see what I'm saying? But there are some ways that it could work. And I'm going to talk about that in a... excuse me, I'm sorry. In a different video, guys. This is live recorded. I'm not editing this, so you're going to get the sneezes. You're going to get the mistakes and all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry. I'm excited, man. So... I guess to kind of wrap everything up, guys, it is even more possible that Android 21 is going to be DLC 3. The reason why, guys, is because she's already, when we go and look at the DLCs that have already happened, guys, in Dragon Ball FighterZ, in the Android 21 timeline, it falls after Resurrection F. Beerus and Whis are present. And you may say, well, why did Beerus let this happen? Or da, da, da. Some people have asked me that, guys. Beerus and Whis don't interfere like that. But they are there. After you complete this first arc in Dragon Ball FighterZ, Whis actually appears and talks about how, okay, you want to go back and find out everything. And that's where it throws you into the different timelines. And then at the end of the Android 21 arc, get this. Both Beerus and Whis appear again. And Goku talks about having Android 21 revived or reincarnated so that he can fight her again. The same thing he did with Majin Buu, guys. But like I said, it occurs after these two events. So it's not a retcon, or they're not going backwards. If they were to do the history of Trunks, they would have to go backwards, okay? They're not going backwards. I strongly believe that Android 21 is going to be the next saga or the additional scenario for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Not only that, yes, there is more. These different arcs, they call them arcs, but they're also called scenarios, guys, or scenarios. Get this. Here's more. They said that this is going to be similar to an arc, as in 8 to 12 hours long. Guess what? Each one of these, this Super Warrior arc is about 4 hours long. Okay? The Enemy Warrior arc, same thing, 4 hours long. The Android arc is about 3.5 hours long. Case in point, even in Fighters, covering all of this information with these 3 arcs ends up being about 12 hours long. Wow. So covering it, and people talked about, oh, there's not going to be enough fights. Yes, there will. Yes, there will be enough fights. You're going to fight Android 21 multiple times. You're going to fight the different clones. You're going to fight the villains. You're going to fight the heroes. There's plenty of fights in the Android 21 storyline, guys. And there's plenty of information, and there's plenty of story to incur 8 to 12 hours, guys. Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't see Goku Black happening. I don't see Universe 6 and 7 tournament happen. I'm willing to bet 100% based on the evidence that I've seen and presented to you in these past videos that Android 21 is going to be the next DLC 3. Hopefully in this V-Jump, we get some information this month because it's about time, man. It's 2021. Go ahead and tell us what's going on. Now, there are some interesting things with the link system. We've seen the multiplayer tag added and stuff like that. I promise you, I'm going to dig into that kind of stuff, and I'm still working out how that could be effective in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot while still maintaining what's been going on in the game and stuff like that. But to answer those questions, guys, one more thing. If you stay to the end of the video, guys, here is the interesting thing. People talk about transformations. Every DLC we get a new transformation. First of all, they don't have to give us a new transformation, but they do end these DLCs talking about Goku and Vegeta getting stronger. Guys, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken can easily be obtained in DLC 3. Reason why I say that is because they never show us Goku's first time using it. In the anime, we only saw Goku use Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken against Hit. However, he didn't use it in the manga until he fought Jiren. Be that as it may, it is a technique that Goku learned to use in Super Saiyan Blue that he could have used in Super Saiyan, but had he used it, it would have killed him. The reason why is because Super Saiyan is a transformation that's brought about out of rage. So you don't have control over your ki in a sense. And Kaioken is a more calm transformation or skill that is utilized in that manner. Therefore, with Super Saiyan Blue being the total control kind of thing, it pairs well with Kaioken, and it is still risky, but not near as risky as using it with Super Saiyan. Like I said, the anime and the manga never show you the first time that Goku used it. So it's very possible that we could get Super Saiyan Blue transformation in the next DLC, or Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken as a power-up in the next DLC. Now, how would it work? That's a video for another day, but I've covered that, guys. It could easily be adapted, not just as a transformation, but more or less when you're Super Saiyan Blue with Goku and you go into Surge mode, it could activate Kaioken. Because Super Saiyan Blue with Surge mode has been extended. We get a lot of time in Surge mode, so that would be the easy way out. But I mean, that would be the good way to do it. But I can talk about that in a separate video. And I know y'all are saying, what about Vegeta? Unfortunately, I don't see Vegeta getting any kind of new transformation in this next DLC. The reason why is because the first time Vegeta used Blue Evolution was in the Tournament of Power. And it was his first time sort of tapping into that. Now, they could possibly retcon that because the same way they added Trunks in the Super Saiyan ritual when he wasn't there, they could potentially give Vegeta the Blue Evolution transformation now. But like I said, I don't see that happening. The reason why is because Vegeta didn't use it in the anime and the manga until he got to the Tournament of Power. And if there is going to be Super DLC after this season, that means we're going to have the Universe 6 and 7 tournament, Goku Black and things like that, where Vegeta is going to be able to use Super Saiyan Blue Evolution because he unlocked it here in DLC 3. People aren't going to like that. That's not going to line up with the story, etc., etc. That's why I don't see that happening. And at the end of the day, this is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This is the story about Goku. So he's going to be that main character anyway. Nothing wrong with that. Vegeta getting this Super Saiyan 3 just because Goku did. You see what I'm saying? So to answer y'all's questions, man, it's in our faces. It's in our faces. Now, like I said, this has opened up a plethora of things to talk about, guys. So I'm definitely going to be doing more breakdown videos about the transformations and stuff like that. Now, as far as Toa and Mira are concerned, because that's the one thing that I've seen that I've left out. Guys, Toa and Mira I don't see them being a part of DLC 3. The only way I see them being any kind of part of DLC 3 is if instead of using clones, they use villainous enemies for Android 21 to absorb. And I know that Bobbity is still out there as well. I mean, he could try to possess Android 21 instead of her absorbing. I don't see that happening. I think they kind of foil Bobbity's plans, but who knows? Bobbity and Android 21 Bobbity and Dr. Gero could team up. Bobbity could give Dr. Gero the cells, because at this point in time in Kakarot, she's female researcher. She hasn't turned in Android 21, but that's because we don't know her as Android 21. We don't know her as an android. She could possibly already be an android. But I don't know what Majin Buu could do. I'm going to have to look into that. Like I said, the only thing I could think is that he could give her some Majin DNA or something like that. Give Dr. Gero some Majin DNA to create 21 or something like that. It's even possible, guys, that they could start DLC 3 a couple of months or even a year ahead of time, to where Dr. Gero is already dead, but he's already, the plans are already in place. Or he goes and activates 21 to where she starts to turn on and be the android instead of the female researcher, in a sense. But like I said, Toa and Mira, I don't think they have anything to do with this DLC, because they're basically like just an in-game boss fight. They're kind of their own entity. They're just going through the different timelines. But it is possible that they could end up making a clone of 21. I don't know, because one interesting thing is Android 21 is also in Xenoverse. She's also in Xenoverse 2. Not to mention, guys, she's also in Dokkan Battle with the same way, the female researcher, okay? She has a good side right here, and then she has the evil, and then she also has the transform evil or cell absorbed. And then, like I said, she's in Xenoverse as well and has some of those same attacks, the appetizing rush she wants to eat and things like that. So this is going to be super duper interesting. And like I said, I knew this was going to be a long video, but there is a plethora of information I need to get out there to you guys. So, man, talk to me in the comment section down below, guys. That's all I got for right now. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.